Here I'm going to show you how I mix up my own gesso using white acrylic and fine marble dust. I'm using a Perspex sheet there and putting the white acrylic down. Any white acrylic will do. And this is the marble dust. Now you want to get the fine marble dust. Medium grain or coarse grain is just too much. There's no exact science to the proportions I use. You can see the marble dust there. It's got a lovely sort of slightly gritty feel to it. So I spend the time working the acrylic and marble dust in together. You see it really starting to slow the paint down, and I work it in, making sure it's kind of mixed, but sometimes I don't over mix it. I like some parts to be a little bit grittier than others. Here I actually add some more marble dust, but as you'll see, I've put way too much on there. This will basically slow the paint down so much that it's almost impossible to brush on. So I'm just removing some of that. I'll see if this is enough now or whether it's too much, and just work it again, because it's clogging the brush and clogging the acrylic. There's times when I actually like it really thick, but there is a problem about the binding. If you've got too much marble dust, it's not going to bind properly. So I'm adding some more white acrylic into it. This is looking like a good consistency now. And as I lift it up to the camera, you can see it really retains those brush marks. I'm using a 6mm masonite or MDF board, and when I apply the paint, I am doing it in these irregular brush strokes, really not smoothing it out. I'm just putting enough paint on there and kind of twisting my wrist as I do it. What this does, it means that then when we paint on top of it, you've got all of that texture underneath. The marble dust also absorbs some of the oil, so your paint becomes much slower on the surface, as well as the resistance of the under brush strokes, so the brush strokes of the marble dust and white acrylic together. I really like this surface for working on. I don't use it exclusively, but I use it often, and this is what I'll be using tomorrow in our session. So I cover the whole board. One coat is enough. You can put 2 coats on it, but it's thick enough, and you can see there that the brushstrokes remain in it. And it's a very interesting surface then to apply oil paints. It can be thinner, it can be thicker. Hope that helps. Quick note, I'm using a larger bristle brush, but you can use any brush.